ICT Minister Tatenda Mavetera is unfazed over social media attacks that she is unqualified to hold the post, dismissing political opponents who have raised the matter as being petty. Speaking immediately after she took oath of office at State House before President Emmerson Mnangagwa, Mavetera said she was used to the political attacks, but this would not stop her from delivering her mandate.
It's quite clear that we need to understand that there's no one who goes to school to become a business. When you're running a ministry, you're running it like a business. And the same way that I run a business, they're running a school. With strategies all work together, with making sure that you work towards making sure that you achieve goals. And we're very happy that we made to achieve Vision 2030. And we really are happy and excited. His Excellency has been clear. He has involved the young people and he has engaged the women. And that is one thing that we want to thank him for not leaving anyone behind. You know, people always talk. That is very normal. I mean, politics, and I've stayed there. And one thing I can tell you is politics is always like that. People always talk, and I'm ready for all the talking. All we need to do is to work, and we're ready to work.
Mnangagwa also swore in his relatives into office amid an uproar over nepotism taking root in his government. His nephew, Kuda Mnangagwa, who becomes Deputy Minister of Finance, took time to speak to the media.
Kudakwashe David Mnangagwa, you were newly sworn in Deputy Minister of Finance and Investment Promotion. Naturally, my mandate would come from my immediate boss, Professor Ntulungwe, who would be the delegating authority as to what duties I'm supposed to undertake. But I would say I'm quite fortunate to be joining a financial management team that is management through NDS1, to grow Zimbabwe's economy into one of the largest, fastest growing economies in Southern Africa, which is testament as to the work that they've been putting in. Naturally, the issues to do with macroeconomic stability and curbing inflation that we still need to look at. So to answer your question, it's a matter of rolling up my sleeves, add my hands to the deck of hands that have already been there, and move forward.
Yes, it is my first time, and I want to thank Honorable President, His Excellency President Emmerson Mnangagwa, for giving us this opportunity as young people of Zimbabwe. It means a lot, not just to me, but to all the youth in Zimbabwe, as well as all the young women in Zimbabwe. I have a lot that I need to learn, and I am thankful that, and most privileged, that I have Minister Kirst Coventry, who has been running the ministry for the past 5 years. So I'll take her as my mentor as I journey in this new in this new career that I have got. So I want to thank His Excellency, and I must say I'm ready to hit the ground running as we march towards Vision 2030. Honestly, for sure, we're going to give this task, we're going to work it wholeheartedly, and we're going to do our best. Like I have said before, I'm still new and I'm yet to learn how this has been going on. So all I can say is I'm going to try my level best to do all we can to uplift sports in Zimbabwe.
I found myself in the struggle for opportunities for the people of this country at a very tender age of 15. I am in this job because I love people. I'm very grateful that President has given me this opportunity to work with women, to work with SMEs. We know that when we talk of SMEs in this country, that's the pulse of the economy. And we are saying in order for them to grow, we have seen the President creating such a big, nice environment. And this is where we are going to work. My job, I think it's well cut out, comes from the people. And that's why I said the first thing I'm going to do first is to do stakeholders consultations. Find out, what do the SMEs want? What do the women of this country? Who has been left behind? How can we bring everybody on board and work with everybody? I love working with people. So whether it's farmers, whether it's miners, whether it's people in the manufacturing, whether it's small-scale miners, and anybody, we will be working together. Women have got the capacity to handle this economy and take it to a higher level. Women, especially when you come to social issues, no doubt. We are very grateful. The government of this country since independence has been putting a lot, investing a lot in terms of a girl child, sending them to schools. We've got all the girls who are engineers and all girls who are doctors, lawyers, and we are saying we need to sit down and say, as women of Zimbabwe, what is that we can do to push forward and help our president achieve Vision 2030. Well, we are very grateful that at least the president has used his executive powers to bring up the numbers. If you look at the performance of the first past the post, I think we didn't do well as women, and we continue to go back to the electorate to say, look, women who are capable, let's pick them out. Let's give them support. Let's support each other as women. Let's celebrate each other as a sister. There's a lot which we can learn from each other, and we can demonstrate. Women empowerment issues, gender parity issues are no longer human rights issues. They are economic issues. You know, we need to make sure that we bring our women who actually constitute the biggest percentage in our country. When it comes to voting, we know it's women. So we are saying our women together with everybody else, we can bring our economy to a level we all want. This is our Zimbabwe together, and as women, we'll be working together with SMEs, community development. That is the pulse. I'm just going to continue working. I worked hard in the Ministry of Information. I spoke a lot about Zimbabwe is open for business, and now it's practical. We have to see that Zimbabwe is open for business for everyone, for the women, for SMEs, and each and every one of Zimbabwe, because our president is on record. We shouldn't leave anybody behind, or any place behind for that matter. Thank you. Thank you.
First and foremost, I want to thank His Excellency Comrade Dr. Emmerson Mnangagwa, who has actually believed that we can run this race together in the infrastructure fraternity. And I'm happy that for me it's easier because I'm just going to resume what I left a few days ago. So it's like someone who was off duty and who is just continuing. So in terms of the terms of reference, it's easier for me because I'll just implement what we have planned. But the most interesting part of this program is that for the past 3 years, we were busy as a ministry focusing the entire infrastructure component in terms of the rail, the air, the roads, and even the inland waters. And it's now easier for me where we are going to be implementing. But what I want to thank His Excellency Comrade Dr. Emmerson Mnangagwa most about is the issue to do with consistency. That as a ministry, we are not going to be, in terms of the architecture, we are going to be continuing where we left, and also in terms of the Vision 2030 agenda, which is something that is achievable. And you see, as from tomorrow, we'll be busy in the office, running with the projects that were stalled, and you'll see a number of roads that we started and that we're actually behind. We are going to be accelerating that, and also to thank the new infrastructure that we have, Robert Gabriel Mugabe International Airport, which is so important even to the nation in the aviation sector, where we are also going to be lobbying and inviting other players to participate in the airspace. So you'll see us moving, and you'll also see us doing the code sharing with other airlines, collaborating with other big airlines, so that we will work closely with the Minister of Tourism, so that we broadcast and be ambassador of this beautiful nation to the outside world, what we can do as Zimbabweans.
We really want to thank His Excellency Dr. E D Mnangagwa for also giving the youth and also the young people an opportunity to also occupy some of the key decision-making positions in the society. We are also happy that His Excellency has been clear, saying that we don't need to leave anyone behind, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's also involving young people going forward. And ICT is the bread of the world. We would say that we leave ICT, and indeed what we need to do is to work on issues that are supposed to make sure that we propel ICT going forward. And indeed, if you can look at it, you realize that when we talk about ICT, we're also talking about our day-to-day runnings, and that's what we need to do. And in Zimbabwe, I think you've seen it. We have tried to also make sure that we adopt and embrace ICT going forward, and that is what we want to do. And in the ministry, we are saying, if you look at the rural populace, it's quite important for us to come up with measures that will also make sure that we take ICT to the rural population and going forward. But indeed, I'm looking forward to this job, and I'm very excited. And I would like to say to the rest of Zimbabwe, all the young people who are out there, it's an opportunity we've been given. Let's celebrate it as we go.
Before the swearing-in ceremony, Mnangagwa had met his ZANU-PF provincial leaders for Bulawayo and Matabeleland North, who came to congratulate him for his victory in an election condemned by SADC as a shame. Bulawayo chairman Jabulani Sibanda, whose province failed to win a single seat, was emotional as he spoke to the media after the meeting.
Not next elections, even from now, They can occupy the council, but will occupy the houses. The housing structures that are there, I don't want to mention them now. You'll come to Bulawayo, you'll witness when the president comes there. There's a lot that is happening. The situation is what it is now. We say, this is what we have. But let me tell you, it is not going to pin us down. We're a people, we've been fighting yesterday, we're fighting today to determine our own destiny, not only as the people of Bulawayo, not only as the people of Zimbabwe, but as the black race of Africa. So
finally,
this is where we're going.
Jabu,
yes.
People say your generation of fighters failed to educate your children.
Sometimes, yes, our programs in the party, sometimes, yes, I agree, we failed. Look at Cuba. It is 60 miles from America, the best of imperialism, 60 miles, but they failed with an economic embargo, not even sanctions, an economic embargo. Cuba has produced more doctors per capita than any other country in the world. Actually, the doctors in America are coming from Cuba. In Britain, they're coming from, in Germany, in every other European country, you have got more doctors coming from Cuba than doctors coming from their places there. It is because in their pequeno, what we used to call here a youth setup, we did not do our work properly, and this time we're going to do our work properly. For us to defend the revolution, it is not pinned on how much we have, but it is pinned on how much we distribute as knowledge to our people to be able to sacrifice themselves so that they defend their revolution and their right to their destiny as a people.
Yeah, it was a surprise, but we worked very hard as a party, and I want to thank His Excellency. He came to the ground. You see, we were in Kai, the ground was full, and our vice presidents came and campaigned in Nkai, in Lupane, in Wange, Victoria Falls. Even our polity bureau members, we deployed them there to campaign. But last minute wave came and hit Bulawayo and part of Matebele North. Yeah.
How many did you get as a province?
As a province, we get 4. So we've got, with the PR and Senate, we've got 9 MPs.
But the actual ones you got were 4?
We're 4. We're 4 out of 13. So this time it was not on our favor. But come 2028, we promised His Excellency that we are going to work hard. And you know, in terms of development, Matebele and North, we are the most beneficiary province. We have got a lake, Kwaishangali Dam, and we've got Bulawayo or Victoria Falls Road, which is under construction, and we've got Unit 7 and 8. You know, before His Excellency came to power, there were load shedding, but now load shedding is the thing of the past because of Matebele North, and that Unit 7 and 8 was commissioned by His Excellency, and devolution projects in all the 7 admin districts. There's clinics, schools, roads, boreholes, piped water scheme.
So how do you seek to persuade the people of Mat North?
Yes, we'll talk to them. I don't know what happened, and even now they are crying that they made a big mistake. Yeah. So as from now, we are not stopping. We are going to the ground and work for the party for 2028.
The ministers have been appointed and have taken oath of office ready to deliver. They will be judged by the results of their work. Mnangagwa, who serves his last term of office as president, will be judged with what he will deliver for the nation in the next 5 years through the work of his appointees. Reporting for HSTV News and Current Affairs, Gaddafi Wells, State House.